I'd say about my $15, my minimal investments every month, when it started speaking to me. I had 15 base stocks for the longest time, and what I noticed was, the ones that go up and the ones that go down, and a couple stay in the middle, and they just all move around. And then I'm keep investing in it, and then I realized something, that the ones that stayed on the bottom didn't stay too long, and maybe weeks, maybe months, but they never stayed longer than 3-4 months, and they'd go up to the top, and I'm like, man, this is fascinating. But then as I kept looking at it, I was like, the one at the bottom was, say, we'll just use any numbers, say it was $100 at the bottom, but when it went back to the top, it was 125, 150, 200, 300, whatever it was. And I'm like, I wonder what would happen if I start investing at my worst performing stock. Everything that I was going to invest in that bottom stock. So I started experimenting. It was just an experiment. And I started putting what I was going to do. If I had $200, I still spread it out between 3 or 4 of them, but I put in what I could. If it was just $5, $10, $15, I put it in the bottom one. And I started watching it. And I put my investment in the worst one that's down to 100, and then I watch it pop up to 20 or 120, 130, and it move up to 15. And I was like, it struck me. If I continue to do this on a consistent basis, the market is going to dictate the price, which it does. The market is going to dictate who's high and who's low at the moment, which it does. So if I, with my investments, the 15 that I picked at the moment, if I invest in the lowest one, whether you have 15 is a good one number, and why I use base 15, because it covers most of the sectors in the market. So if you got 3 or 4 or 2 or 1, whatever, if you continue to do that, you're always investing in the one that the market determines is low at the moment for whatever reason. And there's various reasons. We may never get into the reasons, but there's reasons. And it's fascinating that I started to watch it. I'm investing my investment into this bottom one and watch it go to the top. And over time, once I started having a little bit more money in there, what I did notice was and I got $20 or $30 profit in that one. I got $10 or $15 in profit in that one. That one says I'm losing $3 or $4 because I bought it at the wrong time, or it's just timing. So I kept investing in that one at the bottom. And next thing I know, the market changes. This sector's changed, and it goes to top. Now I'm 50, 60, 70, $80 high on that, and this one's maybe $5 or $10. So I would keep investing in the lowest one. And what I realized was, technically, I'm buying this on sale. Out of my 15 stocks, I'm buying that on sale. I'm buying it when it's low instead of investing in whichever one I felt like at the time, and maybe buying it high and have to wait for years for it to go past that number, or just wait for the dividends to start helping me make profit. That's when I developed the buy low strategy. So from now on, I got 35 now, we'll get you there, but we're just talking to base 15. It's easy to get to. It's more standard. You need to stay there for a year or two so that you start to see and get movement. We don't need to get you into a little bit more aggressive yet, and we definitely don't need to get you into the super safe yet. The 5 super safe ones that I'm going to have for when I retire in 10 years or whatever and start living off this stuff. So I always invest in the low one. My case with the 35 I have, the 5 that I got for future, they kind of stay in the middle. So if I feel like it, I'll pop something in them because they stay within $5, $10, $20 of their price, so they don't fluctuate a lot because they're super safe. So I might pop something into them if I have a lot of extra. But usually I go in my bottom one and watch it. Next video, I'm going to talk about Ford. How Ford stayed at the bottom for so long, and I've been doing this for a year. So I was confident in my strategy because I watched it work for a year. But Ford was beginning to concern me. It was there for maybe 3.5 months, and I'm like, man, is my strategy working or not? It's fascinating. And I started thinking about it, and I was like, oh man, and I started asking around, and like, oh man, and I started doing this. But I never quit my strategy. I was like, until I get a gut feeling, 100% secure feeling that my strategy is not working. I've seen it work. Is there times when it may not work that I need to account for or adjust? And I watched it work. And when I started to almost start doubting my strategy, I noticed something. Ford wasn't at the bottom. It was like second or third from the bottom. Remember, I have 35 right now. So it was at 35. It was the worst one out of 35. I'm like, oh, is it time to get rid of Ford? And I'd been putting a lot in it. And then moved to 34, 33. Ford became the best performing stock as far as profit-wise for me out of the ones I had. And I was like, the strategy works. It's just reaffirmation. No matter what. So, don't forget, no matter how many stocks you have, always invest in your lowest one. I need you to get to 15 so that it spreads it out and it gives you a true market read. Because if you have less than 15, you're still kind of guessing. But we got to get you started. We got to get you to the 1, then we got to get you to 2, then we got to get you to 3, till we get you to the 15, so that you're spread out over the market, so the market's given a true time to rotate. So this one's low at the moment because, tech is burning it up, and now, okay, we need to get energy back up there. Now energy's burning up and tech's down here. So it's just real estate, whatever sectors you're in. We just need to get you to that base 15. Develop your strategy. I'm telling you what mine is. Use it, don't use it, no skin off my back. This is for people that I know that can watch this when I'm gone and go, hey, that's how he did it. I didn't even think he had anything, but that's how he did it. Look what he's got when he left. Look what he left to this organization, to that organization. I didn't even know he had anything. Not advisor. This one's pretty easy. I'm just telling you my story this week. Next week, we'll get back into a little bit more strategy and a little more structure. But invest in that low one. Invest in it. It's when your money starts to speak to you, when you start watching it move from your lowest stock of 15 up to 1, and you start going, that's the power of investing low and going high. We're not guessing. There's people that guess this thing, and some of them are good and some of them aren't. The ones that aren't quit. But the ones that are, stay in. They're good at guessing. Hey, buy this stock now because it's at $50. It's going to go to 200. I don't want to play that game. I want to play the consistent game. I want to play the game that's giving me, as of right now, my investments are making 17% over the duration of everything that I've had. Just a teeny bit better than what the S&P 500 is doing. Just with a strategy I started tinkering with and come up with that I'm sharing with you. All right. We're building a community. So what have you noticed in your portfolio that's working and what isn't working? Share with the community. Share things with them. Share things of that story, that stock that you went, ooh, do I keep putting money in this? How terrible is it doing? It's like, oh my gosh, it's the best one I got. And whether you pruned it, which means you sold some of it, or you kept it the way it is. Tell us your story. And we'll see you next time.